Hey everyone, let's wrap up April. We talked a lot about books and booktube this month, especially how and why I review and what you like about reviews. I showed you the books that I bought because of booktube and also the influence booktube had on my ebook buying. And we had a lot of great discussion there and shared our thoughts about booktube and book buying, and yeah, that was fun. Apart from that, I also put up a letter to April, and I also have some good news about the job situation. I finally got a job offered yesterday, actually. So I still haven't signed the contract. The job is to start in June, and it will be administration at the university. So keeping my fingers crossed, everything works out, and then I will be finally working again and have more time to read and not job search all the time. Good for that. Talking of reading, let's talk about the books I read. I had a pretty decent months of reading. I finally finished the last books in the Sandman series, and we talked about the graphic novels before last month, and we talked about my opinion of that, and I didn't change much of that. I liked some I didn't like so much, others I liked more. I enjoyed some of the artists' work, and others I didn't that much. I didn't really rate or review any of the separate volumes because I really don't know how to. I kind of am glad I read it, but I don't know if I would recommend it to anyone. I find that I am not the right person to go and say anything about that. But I am glad I have read them. I am glad I will understand a few references more that come up in other things, and yeah, so therefore good for that. Other than that, I read and reviewed Deskbound. And I recommend watching the full review because I go more into detail of what I liked and what I didn't like about the book. In general, I think this is a very informative book, which gives you a lot of good ideas on changing things. But it is rather expensive and it asks a lot of commitment from you. So if you're not willing to give that commitment, I would skip the book. I also read and reviewed the Industrial Magic series by Emma Newman. Brothers Rune and The Weaver's Lament are the only books out so far. And it's a fantasy series set in Victorian London with magic, and it's a fun fantasy series. I highly recommend it if you enjoy Victorian magic fantasy. The only audiobook I reviewed this month was Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks. And I really enjoyed our discussion that we had in the comments about celebrity books and things like that, and also short stories and meh books. Because I have to give up on short stories mostly, because I can't say I liked them or didn't like them. There were some good, some not so good. Most of them were like, nice. Like I said in my review. I also finished 2 other audiobooks I haven't reviewed separately. I finished the great course about the big questions of philosophy. It was very long, I think 36 lessons, and I can't say I really enjoyed it. Most of it was interesting and well done, but the questions it was following, I wasn't that much interested in, if I can say it like that. Like the existence of God and what is truth and what is belief and things like that. And I just didn't bother me that much. The other audiobook I listened to was a re-listen. I listened again to The Dispatcher by John Scalzi, read by Zachary Quinto. It's very short, it's very captivating, and even by the second time, it was still fun to listen to. And that was my April. Overall, a pretty good month. Let me know how your April was, what were your highlights, what were your best books. Let's talk in comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.